Clobberin time! It's clobberin' time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah, clobberonimo indeedio. Hello, hello, hello. Welcomes clobbers, clobberonimos, clobberettes, clobberooskies, and every other kind of clobberosity that is out there, my good friends, for a special time. Our monthly visit to the planet Earth B, named after the great master of continuity himself, the most extraordinarily, I'm not going to say creative, it would be creative of me, writer, whoever existed, the great Bob Haney, folks, for a Clobberins Times specially, Clobby's Classic Comics Review special with a great guest, my great friend, my partner in crime on Earth B. I guess you could call us the crime syndicate of Earth B or whatever.
Right.
J-Man, welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me again. This is super exciting reading these Bob Haney books, and it's so entertaining. It's like it's a great way to spend 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, he's something. He finds a way to just make it a memorable, I don't want to say story, but experience whenever you pick up when you open up a Bob Haney book. It doesn't hurt that you get, again, you get with most of Bob Haney, not every single Bob Haney story ever, because he wrote a lot. You get a benefit of getting to look at Jim Aparo art a lot of the time, which is always nice. So, thanks for being here, buddy. Let's just do a quick show note. I will be on again later for the normal time, for the regular show, with some open comic geek foolishness at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, so a little less than 3 hours from now. And let's see here. Of course, the usual places you can find me on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Central at the great Midnight's Edge After Dark with Tom and that august group. Comedy on modern pop culture. Let's see. Wednesday nights, usually at least three Wednesdays a week, a month, usually. With Loki's on the great Loki's channel, my good buddy Stone Loki. We will we'll have the comic book roundtable and for that, and my buddy Nick Weiser show 8:30 on Friday nights for the Comic Shop Gang. And this week we're starting our review. We're reviewing Jim Starlin's classic Adam Warlock run, and then we're going to do it all for we're going to take a couple of weeks. But the gang and Nick and I are going to knock that out. That'll be a lot of fun. And of course, Wednesday nights, Wild Card Wednesday night. Got some things planned for a couple of weeks. In a few weeks on a Wednesday night, we're going to have another review. The great D. Bud Martin, the man who is not only the wrench of iron, he has written a book about Iron Man, so he knows his Iron Man. We're going to review, for George Tuska's birthday, his favorite Iron Man artist, we're going to review a George Tuska Iron Man comic. He gave me the issue number, but I can't remember the top of my head. But that'll be in a couple of weeks on a Wednesday night. Of course, there's the Clubhouse with my wonderful friends, Commander R.M. Briggs and the great Mark D. with the C. On Thursday nights, of course, always 9 p.m. Central. And again, had a great time this past Saturday night with Saturday Night Star Trek, and every Saturday night is Saturday Night Star Trek reviewing 4 and 1 episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So, been a lot of fun. Also had a lot of fun last night with Mark on Mark D's channel with the Sunday Night Geekery. So, and I hope you all had a wonderful Easter weekend, my good friends. And let's see what else. Little shout outs now. Again, everyone, this is Clobberin Times, issue number 552 on YouTube. 1,252 overall. And I'm just starting to realize, what is this week? I think next week will mark like 14 years I've been doing this crazy crap here.
Wow.
Only 2.5 on YouTube, but overall, Jay, it'll be 14 years of doing this silliness.
Oh my gosh.
Show.
That's
I
awesome.
still can't get it right, but whatever, the way it goes. We got of course, whether to hear or not, to get the shout out, we'll get going. The Bronze Wrencher, Eric K, Chris Berger, the Vindicator Wrencher, the great D. Bud Martin, Inch of Iron, Lord Thoth, with shout out to Lady Thoth, God of Wrenches, Avon Lives, Long Live the Legion, my partner here tonight, the great Wrench Without Fear, J-Man, and please feel free to put your links in the chat there, buddy, if you would. The great Hungry Boy, Kal-El, Maddie's Daddy, and of course, Fanty Outsidey. And I will more on them later. Good to see you though. Let's see here. Who's with us here tonight in the chat besides our wrenches? Someone is, I'm sure. We called out the wrenches, and I think that's about almost all that's here, except for Scogly, Joe Toon. Hello there. Scogly, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Monkey G-Bars, hey buddy. And anybody else who pops in that we have not shouted out will be shouted out accordingly. So right now, I guess we could just get down to brass tacks, as they say, buddy.
Yeah, with the most epic intro to a comic that there's ever been written, pretty
Yes, the beeswax at hand. Okay, tonight's review, excursion into wackiness, is of course Brave and the Bold number 134. It was from 1977. And for those who do not know, there was a writer who once lived and once wrote comics for DC Comics, and his name was Bob Haney. And he has gone down in infamy amongst comic book writers, artists, editors, fans, as some have called him the Master of Earth B, or the Mr. Continuity, he used to be called. Bob Haney had a propensity for basically writing by the seat of his pants, if you will. In other words, there was nothing he would not sacrifice to tell whatever kind of story he wanted. Grim, hello there, Grim. Good to see you. If Bob Haney needed something to happen in his story, he never let anything to do with sense or rationality,
right?
Or is this something that this character would do? Is this something that would work in the framework of the context of this fiction of this character? Comic Relief Crusader. Good to see you. Bob Haney never cared about those things, Jay.
Nope.
And his editors didn't either, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't think he knew. He didn't know any of it. Didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't. And his editors, look, here's the thing. After studying a lot about Bob Haney, who is the father of the team up comic book, he pretty much in the Brave and the Bold title, eventually he's the one that brought in the team up idea. And a superhero team up, in the definition, by the way, Bob Haney created it, that Michael Urey, who wrote the great TwoMorrows publication, the Superhero Team Up Companion, which I highly recommend. It's a great book, which came out last year. He said basically he's not talking about just a bunch of superheroes ganging up like in a group or something. He's saying like a title where dedicated to one superhero running around with a different superhero each week or each month. That was the concept of the team up book as defined by that companion. And Bob Haney started that with Brave and the Bold. And he's not even talking about like World's Finest, which had Batman and Superman teaming up every week, or Justice League or Avengers. He's talking about
random, like a different guy.
Marvel
every time.
Team Up, right. Or Marvel 2-in-1, or DC Comics Presents, or Brave and the Bold, that kind of stuff.
Anyway, those are all my favorite comics.
Yeah, I love them.
2-in-1, I think, is my fave, but DC Presents is there. So,
well, yeah, because you get either Batman teaming up with somebody different each week, or Spider-Man teaming up, as the case may be. Yeah. So, Bob didn't bother about things like continuity. Now, he had editors that didn't care about it either. There were editors of other superheroes. When he would take one of their characters and put them in Brave and the Bold, that often would squawk and say, like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Superman didn't do that before, or Batman didn't do that before, or whomever, Green Lantern, whoever it is. But Bob doesn't care.
Right.
Bob's just going to tell his story. He doesn't care what the year was wrong, if the character was supposed to be dead, if the character's in the wrong time zone. He doesn't give a crap.
Right.
If the character wouldn't say that, and that just makes his story so funny. And comic book historians for years have talked about him, call him Zany Haney. And by the way, I've had some people think you're disrespecting, you're being mean to Bob. Listen, Bob Haney was on record in interviews saying comics are kids' junk. And he wrote him that way. He said, by the way, he also said there's nothing wrong with that. Adults have their junk and kids have their junk. So he was paid to write a comic book that you could slap 30 cents on, in this case, put it on a newsstand, and a kid would say, oh, it's Batman and Green Lantern. I got to have it. That's what he was paid to do. And it turns out the reason, if you're wondering, Jay, or if maybe you're not, but if anyone's wondering, why did he get away with this all the time? At that time, continuity became an issue in the 80s with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Before that, it existed, and some editors like E. Nelson Bridwell considered themselves to be something of a slave to it. The sales figures said that really continuity didn't matter much, because when editors would gripe about Haney doing that, anytime a publisher would see that, they go, well, look, this comic sells. People are buying this one more than they're buying the one. In other words, he wrote in World's Finest. He's the one that gave Batman and Superman sons of the same age in college. And they looked just like them. Claude Salling, hey there. And people, Julius Schwartz and others bitched about it, said, well, that's an imaginary story, right? No, you just had kids, no one knew about them. So in other words, Bob would say, who cares? It's a kiddie comic. What are you worried about continuity for? So, and the sales figures bore out. So people bought his comics back then.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to lay all that out there.
Says sales matters. But any of his stuff doesn't actually get me in rage mode. Actually, like, newer comics get me in rage mode. So I'd prefer non-continuity, quote unquote, kids junk versus pretentious garbage and, woke nonsense. Yes. So, I mean, at least they team up in this book and there's some fighting and, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, anything modern is way worse than this. So if you're making fun of Bob Haney, then what are you doing to today's people?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not high art and it's not brilliant. It's not brilliant literature by any stretch of the imagination. But what's funny about it, why we do it, because there are a lot of lame, dopey, lousy comics. As much as we love the art form of comics, there are a lot of crappy ones.
Right.
We're not making fun of this because it's crappy. I'm making fun of it because of the way the guy writes. John Rupus, hello there. So before we get started, I'll just simply say that Bob this is unique to and there's no other writer that wrote a comic quite like Bob, because he'll write Batman or Green Lantern or whomever, and you'll go, who is that? That's not the Bat. And he's never like that in any other comic I read. Why is Batman or Green Lantern acting that way? Case in point, Brave and the Bold, number 130. Now, J-Man and I have not discussed this. We just agreed to read it. So we're going in cold. Right. We don't discuss it before, the actual comic. I just send this to him and I say, hey, this is pretty crazy stuff. See what you think. And you want to do this one. That's about it, right? So.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like Mikey, I'll try anything or whatever.
So here we go. And we're just going to run through it a little bit. Brave and the Bold, number 134. With let's see here, 30-cent cover price, May of 1977.
Wow.
The year of the Star Wars. That's right.
I'm not born yet. I'm coming in August.
Oh,
hang on, guys. I'm coming.
I was 13 years old when this comic came out.
Awesome. Oh, that's almost the perfect age.
It is perfect. There's Fan Master says, J-Man, the best thing we could say about Bob Haney when he wrote took away reason and accountability. I'm thinking of J-Man. We'll get the quote. Yeah, that's from he's kind of quote As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
So, okay, Brave and the Bold presents Batman and Green Lantern. Do not hesitate. Kill, says some kind of weirdo on the cover to Batman who has a gun. Again, here we go. Approved by the Comics Code Authority, by the way.
Yeah.
Here we go with all everything to do with Bob Haney's about hyperbole and shock. You got Batman pointing a gun at Green Lantern, and if you're a comic geek, notice Green Lantern's not wearing his ring.
Right. Now that's not a mistake.
No.
So, well, it's a mistake actually, but not a mistake in continuity, just a mistake in powers. But anyway,
Look at the.
we'll get there, I suppose.
Look at the caption: a hero reduced to a whimpering pup.
Oh my God. What is going to happen? I have to read this for 30 cents.
Oh my goodness! So we have some Hostess Cupcake ads with some Wonder Woman. That's nice. We want some of those. Yeah, always love those. All right, we open up on a multi-panel page where you got this guy riding up on a bicycle, and this is hilarious.
Right.
He's riding up to some checkpoint. This is, again, remember, this is a pre-Cold War story, and he's running a checkpoint. And let's see, we don't know where he is exactly. I love what he calls it though later. Jaw has prevented an order, a mechanic whose mother is ill on the other side. Okay, Buster, pedal on. Okay, Buster, pedal on. This dialogue is always the greatest.
Right.
So anyway, guy drives through. Oh, look, that guy's a phony. Wait a minute, you just said he wasn't a phony. So
yeah,
okay.
this isn't a half an hour later. This is like 1 minute later. Immediately.
He's a phony. So what causes the Jeep to crash? Let's see here. The Jeep crashes. Okay.
Yeah. So these two pages are separated below.
Why does the Jeep crash?
I can't really tell what's going on here. This is so random. Like it looks like they're trying to shoot him or something.
Right.
And
the
then
Jeep crash
goes down. Like so this is basically like repeating the page again, right? That's the thing. Yeah.
But
So
it doesn't tell you why the Jeep crashes. Does it? I
can't tell what's happening here because like it looks like I'm not sure if this was just the scan perhaps, but it feels like he went through the first part of the checkpoint and then it crashed and it's like, well, how did it crash? We don't really know. We see now that it's Green Lantern, but
right.
Oh, maybe he shot did he use his ring? Scroll back up to the page above. Yeah.
It doesn't say it. It doesn't show it. Oh,
so he does
his ring. Oh yeah,
yes.
He knocks the ring out. Okay, I'm sorry.
So yeah, so he uses the ring, but it's yellow.
It's yellow. That's what threw me off. This should have been green, dummies.
But yeah, so I'm not sure if that's just the scan quality or like the book is so old.
They're trying to be. They don't want to give away that he's Green Lantern yet.
Right.
Jay Picasso, hello there, welcome. So anyway, he gets in, and then Green Lantern walks up, turns his ring in, and lets some Yahtzee guys beat the crap out of him.
Right. Now if he gives the ring, now I don't know. I got to tell you, here's a confession. I've never read any Green Lantern comics except for the most recent thing that Grant Morrison did where I just picked up a random Green Lantern comic. So I don't know this. If he gives up the ring, does he not transform back
Well, no, usually those clothes, when he transforms them, and it stays transformed even into the costume. Well, let's be careful. I mean, this is not Bob Haney. Comics have been kind of really inconsistent on that. Okay. For example, when he's Hal Jordan, and he puts his ring on and he says his oath or whatever, then he turns his costume. But I do believe it does change the costume it changes the its structure into that costume and stuff. Because I've seen him. This is not the first time he's taken the ring off and the costume was remained, but there have been times when I've seen it the other way around. I know it's unclear.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, and I didn't read, so I don't know if this was just Zany Haney or if this.
He might have been the first one to do it.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I don't think so though, but I could be wrong. It would be fun to blame him for though. So anyway, we have. Let's just move on to the page where we can see it clearer here. Of course, demolishment. Story. Demolishment. That's a new word, folks.
Yeah, and a very inappropriate word.
Weird. Story Bob Haney. Art by the great Jim Aparo, folks, which is all you really need to know. So anyway, this shows a little bit closer. He gives the ring up. Now the disguise, and then welcome to the People's Republic. And by the way, that's all we ever know about the name of this country.
Right.
It's called.
It's the People's Republic of something.
That's the name. It's just called it's just the People's Republic. That's it. That's the name of the country.
Now, okay. I mean, this issue was normal for about one panel. Because
here we go.
Right away, I'm like, okay, if you're just turning yourself in, why are you in disguise? Why are you destroying the Jeep? Like, he drives by the checkpoint, destroys the Jeep, and then turns himself in immediately. So why didn't you just walk up to checkpoint A and say, "Hi, I'm Green Lantern. Here's my ring. I'm turning defector." Like, so.
Why are you streaming while I'm at work? I'm sorry, Maddie's daddy, but this is we do these Bob Haney shows because J-Man, he turns in rather early, so we do it at a special time when we do these reviews, buddy. But it's good to see him. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, my theory is this: Michael Urey kind of talked about this in his book. He said every single Bob Haney story, almost everyone starts with like an explosion or a violent act, or hey, Brian Hepburn, good to see you. It always opens up with something loud and crazy, right? So, he's just bombastic, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, whether it makes sense or not, like it's like he just gives up anyway. So, like, why is there action if you're just going to give up?
In this secret, bitter underground war for global power, there are scores of unwritten victories and defeats. Now, one incredible battle can be revealed. Watch the Batman and an infrequent ally, Green Lantern, plunge into the grip of a human devil and subject themselves to demolishment. Okay, that's your.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're beating the crap out of Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Now the Gladiator is smothered under an avalanche. Sorry, of fists and boots. For some dumb reason, just because the guy doesn't like him. Okay, why the rough reception? I'm defecting. Well, that is a good point. He's defecting and he's Green Lantern. I mean, have a little respect there, guys. Coming over to your side with plenty of U.S. aeronautical secrets. Of course, Green Lantern. And you are welcome. We just like beating the crap out of people who are welcome because we're the bad guys. But you think we are fools? We know from your contact with our agents in the USA that you are bitter. You are bitter from your lack of employment in your civilian identity. So he's whining about not having a job.
So how do they know? Do they know who Green Lantern is?
But he still got the mask on, which never really means much. I don't know.
That's so weird.
You were disenchanted with Americans' corruption of foreign policy. How do you know this?
Yeah, like that's a lot of info.
Right, as a reader and as someone who knows that Green Lantern keeps a secret identity, I'm interested in knowing how you guys know this, but we'll never know, will we? Because they're not going to tell us. But when a man turns traitor and forsakes all he knows and loves, we're naturally very suspicious. This is why we confiscated your power ring and why we will now test your sincerity as a defector with rather brutal methods. And you will be tested harshly to see if your betrayal is genuine. Okay, at this point, I'm like, what? Why, you crumb? You can't treat me less way. What do you expect? I'm an American citizen. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You just defected. I know, it's so... So Green Lantern's going to defect. First, he destroys their Jeep, and then he's like, I'm defecting. Then he's upset because he's an American. And then these guys are just going to beat him up to show if he, like, to see. Okay, in order to test your loyalty to the Republic of whatever, we're going to beat the crap out of you. Well, okay.
I like the dialogue, though, too, dude. He says, I'm an American citizen, but I'm not an American anymore. I'm a... Wait a minute, you just said you were, but now you're not. A traitor, a rat, a scum of the earth. Well, you... Okay, what the hell? I don't even get... What is
going on here?
So soon, across the world, like they have an internet or something back then.
Right.
Soon, across a shocked world, astounding news on the BBC tonight. Green Lantern one of the Western world's greatest heroes has defected. It's all over the world. Italia Progressio. La Lanterna Verde defecta.
Verde, yeah.
Verde. And now for a
And there's a
commercial
Japanese
interlude.
guy.
You two could be ripped to shreds and have big muscles. Badass. What's up, buddy?
Oh, you know what? I had noticed something. Can you go back up a few pages just for a second? I just want to point something out to everybody. And I don't think you noticed. I'm not sure if you noticed this either. I only noticed it on my second reading. Go up more. Okay, so right there, stop there. So you see how it says later, the office of Colonel Miklos Vakla. So everybody in the chat, please remember that. It's V-A-K.
Oh, Miklos.
Yeah, Miklos.
Vakla. Oh, yes.
V-A-K-L-A, Vakla, V-A-K. So vac. Remember vac. We'll come back to that.
Chief Intelligence. And you too could be a buff muscle dude. No, you can't. Ads. Love the ads. It's always fun looking at these ads.
There's a lot of ads here.
Huge muscles fast. Bionic hand. I love this one. Bionic hand. Lifelike hand that you control. Also learn, wow. Be taller. Yes, just wait. You know what this is? It said, be taller. ... Just wait a few years. Maybe you'll be taller.
Maybe does it cost $6 million? No.
Yes. Muscles Fast is another one. Here's another comic books for sale. Yay. 250,000 in stock. And it says, giant catalog. Howard G. I know that. I remember that ad. Take stock in America with higher paying U.S. savings bonds. Wow, nice. Really? In 1977? So anyway, here we go. We're in Washington, D.C. This is what really drives me crazy. The only 3 panels here to make you just your head explode. Your mission is clear, Batman. Who are you, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who is this person?
In Washington, you're not in Gotham City. Why are you? So since when is Batman James Bond?
I know this is like, I'm like, okay, so some guy here is just telling Batman, okay, we're sending you on this mission. Like, wait, who are you? And what is this? Like,
he's working for the government for some reason. Certainly I'm to slip into the People's Republic. They got it. That country called the People's Republic and bring back Green Lantern. The Justice League would probably could go down there and get his ass. But anyway.
Right.
And if I can't do that, I'm to kill him. Wait a minute, Batman.
Wait a minute.
What?
What is going on?
What? See, this is why it got to, when I was trying to find something for us to read.
Right.
As soon as it got to this panel, I had.
Yeah, it's like, and if I can't find him, I'll just kill him. It's like, wait a minute.
If I can't do that, I'm to kill him. Exactly. You must not fail to kill Green Lantern dead. Or all of a sudden licensed to kill secret agent with a costume.
Right.
2 days later. Wow, it took you that long to go to the People's Republic? A remote high pasture half a world away. Even with an eagle, even an eagle would have to have it tough dropping in here. Good means the bat. Oh, the bad hats. Around the bad hats. Okay, I'm sorry.
Not those bad hats.
Bad hats. Yeah, this is, what a disguise, right? I'm going to disguise myself as Batman. That's why I thought secret agents and spies and shite. Never mind. Jesus Christ. Soldiers.
Yeah, you'd think he would disguise. Like, Batman can disguise himself. Like, he doesn't have to go as his full Batman. Like, he can do something, right? Like,
especially Bob Haney comics when he puts wears his cowl under a normal, a
normal face mask.
So anyway, soldiers attack for this bat to fly. Ugh, he gets caught because he's Batman. He always gets caught. He said no. So some hours later, a bizarre reunion. So Batman. Make your old comrade green. It's so convenient that he just he lets himself get caught so he can, and they're gonna just bring him to Green Lantern right to him for some reason, right?
Right. Here's Green Lantern, your friend. It's like, okay,
get this. We only have so many panels, Let's get this story moving. Lousy traitor, restrain him. Yes, our agents in America told us of your secret mission, Batman, which was such a secret you were wearing your Batman costume. And by the way, aren't you supposed to be in Gotham City working for Commissioner Gordon? And your angry assault on your ex-ally is most convincing. No, it's not. Why is it convincing?
Right.
So, wow, this is like it's written by a 12-year-old.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to not make fun of Bob Haney's writing. I have every respect for that man. He did a lot. He served his country. Hey, Matt G, but I can't make fun of this kind of writing. I'm just sorry. No, man, it's made for it. So
Yet again, we have this villain Vakla, who's like super, like he's like, no, this is all BS. I can see through all you guys. I'm not convinced. And you're like, who is this character? Why is he so like savvy to all of this? And I just don't. It's just so weird. And
you know what else is weird, by the way? Would it make Bob Haney and let me see. I think at this point, I think Paul Levitz or I'm not sure. Was it whoever's editing this comic, right? Why do they think this story is what we want to see out of Batman and Green Lantern teaming up? They're not fighting supervillains. They're not fighting monsters. They're just jerking around in another. I mean, it's Cold War spy melodrama, which is so silly and.
Yeah, like what does this have to do with Green Lantern? Couldn't Green Lantern, like, well, we'll reveal what the plot is at closer to the end, but Green Lantern could have just flown in and done exactly what happens anyway, like by himself. This is not a call to action. Like when you see Brave and the Bold and you guys got teaming up, to me that's like a call to action. Like, oh man, yeah, Batman and Green Lantern, they're going to take on something really crazy, right? Like, no, it's this Russian guy or whatever he's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's let's be honest with you. If Bob's writing didn't have so many silly, ridiculous things in it, this is a very boring and wrong, dumb story to even. No level does anything work here because like, who wants to see this crap?
Right, there's no fighting or anything. They're just talking.
No, they're not fighting villains. No, yeah. Right. So and it gets even worse.
Yeah.
So being this is one that's not. It's bonkers because of how dumb it's got. It's not. I mean, nothing will ever touch that Sergeant Rock story. But good Lord, it's just you go. So some of it's in fact inappropriate, and it's got torture. Anyway, so let's see. This guy wants to be convinced that they're on the level for some dumb reason, and now insisting that he is truly on our side despite harsh treatment is also very convincing. This guy. This guy keeps saying convincing. I do not think you really mean that. Now, Batman really looks at his brave and bold sidekick for the first time. Get the title of that comic in there.
Yeah, but they also said infrequent earlier, his infrequent ally on page 1. So we forgot that part.
Mm-hmm. Lantern, what have those creeps done to you? What I deserve, I welcome it. Colonel Vakla must be sure I have really defected. I'm sure he really believes that Green Lantern of Sector 2814, who works for the Guardians of the Universe, who saved the world countless times and is a member of the Justice League, is so gullible he believes you.
Yeah.
No suffering is too great to prove my loyalty to the People's Republic. The country's called. Hey, Simply Steve. The country is called. It's called the People's Republic.
And this guy Vakla is great. He captured Green Lantern and Batman so easily. Like this guy's like top tier villain here. Like why wasn't he in any of those Nolan movies?
I don't know, man. He's also they already call him like it's just like his villain name ought to be Mr. Gullible. A pretty speech, but I did not become chief of intelligence by playing the gullible ox. Perhaps Green Lantern is faking, or perhaps not. No, there's no perhaps not. And if you think there's a perhaps not, you don't read the papers. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I mean, no. These aeronautical secrets he has given us are the little potatoes. Our agents in America dug them up long ago. Then what do you need him for?
Yeah, like I know.
What do you mean you dug them up already? So what is why? Like, why is any of this happening?
Right, like I don't. Yeah, why is any of this happening at all? Like it's just so weird. Like there's no, they didn't at some like some of the Bob Haney ones have been crazy, but like this might be the worst one for plotting. Well, it's definitely the worst one for excitement. But
True.
for plot wise, it's really it's a disaster. It's about to get a bit worse, especially with continuity, which he can't even keep in his own comic. But I mean, this one is really bad. Like the other ones were fun, bad. This one's kind of just bad.
It is bad. If not for some of the ridiculous stuff in it, it's not even fun. But it is fun to delve into it, though.
For sure.
Perhaps the crucial test of your loyalty will be how you react to watching us use the demolishment on your old friend Batman.
And why is it called demolishment?
What like, the hell? I don't even know either. It's a brainwashing thingy.
Yeah, so what does that have to do with demolishing stuff? like I demolish it. Like when they said the demolishment or the demolishment, like demolishment, I'm thinking, so is it some weapon that it like? I thought like you shoot at a city and the city gets engulfed in a black hole or something. Or
you would think that's some kind of weapon. This is a good point. You made an excellent point. You think that's some kind of new special? It's a dumb name anyway, but it doesn't demolish anything.
We're gonna use it.
What's happening?
And then once this comic is over, I challenge the chat. Okay, once this comic is done, chat, here's a challenge for you. Tell me what the demolishment actually was, because it's not anything.
I don't know. Nothing's getting demolished. And that's the name of the story. Hey, could not be reached for the comment. Good to see you. And Mighty Orbots, hey there.
Oh my God. So
nothing is being freaking demolished. So
the
crowning of my long career as fighting the enemies of the Republic. The greatest brainwashing technique ever devised. I can't help it. He sounds just like, what's his name, who's that guy who used to talk like that? Harvey John.
What? No, wait, not Gilbert Gottfried.
No. The guy that used to talk like this all the time on Leffen or whatever. I don't know. I have long waited to
it's put like Taxi or something. Latka.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Latka. They're supposed to be doing.
No, it's Harvey Johnson. I want to say.
Okay, I don't know.
If I could bring thus the steel-wheeled cave of the Crusader, then the demolishment will work on anyone. Take them out. Prepare the demolishment. He just likes saying demolishment.
Yeah, he said it like 5 times here. Like,
yeah, he likes saying it. But Bob Haney was probably proud of himself. So I made up a word that will be used for the rest of time. Demolishment.
Okay, so check out what what the guy says here. The bald guy talking on this
there
first panel.
Artie Johnson.
Artie Johnson. Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, so let's see what this guy says here. Who's looking down on Batman? Read his dialogue.
All right. Now begins the most sadistic treatment anyone has ever had to endure. What you make it? Watch Tom Cruise movies. This guy.
Yeah. No, so what does he say here?
Yeah.
Oops.
Valka. Oops. Letterer.
Oops. Letterer. Come on.
I can't even get his name right. Is not the gullible ox. We test to see if Green Lantern used his power ring before you came to make you immune to brainwashing. Wait a minute. Are you saying he could use his power ring to make somebody immune to brainwashing?
Yeah. So okay.
How?
Just to catch everybody up, Batman has now been captured. They want to use the demolishment whatever on him, and they're like, "Well, Green Lantern may have used his ring to give him an anti-brainwashing."
How does that work?
Like, I don't know how that works. And when did that happen? When do they think that happened? And why are they even thinking that did happen? If Green Lantern wasn't actually supposed to be, like giving himself up, why did he give the ring up? Like, it's just so weird. I mean, this thing gets weirder and weirder. And like, they have a machine.
Green Lantern ring do that.
Yeah. Right. And they have a machine that can test Green Lantern's ring. Like, what? Like, where did that come from? That seems pretty cool.
I don't know. But he says, my colonel, mind-altering drugs have great potency, have little effect on him. And he must have taken an antidote. A sure clue his mission and your defection, Green Lantern, are the plot. Oh my God! Why? I don't even understand what they're doing here.
If they don't believe them, why are they even bothering with all this?
Yeah, I don't understand. Green Lantern says if they find out there's some kind of demolishment weapon that they don't like, how about they just storm in there and destroy the shit and leave?
Right, Green Lantern could have flew in with his power ring, destroyed this entire place, and left, and be like, "Okay, I completed the mission. The demolishment device is dead."
Demolishment device. I don't. No way. Batman has long been immune to drugs. He had special nerve treatments to guard against criminals using drugs on him.
Okay, sure.
I'll get by Batman doing that, but
for sure, why not?
Yeah, it works. A man floats in a warm, empty void. All contact with sight, sound, and touch, smell cut off because Batman's such a why. He is completely out of touch with reality, alone only with his breathing. And then we have some Slim Jims, everybody. Let's have some ads again. Gotta love our ads. Let's take some little time here to see some really cool ads and some super monkeys.
Whoa.
Yeah. Who doesn't love super monkeys? Shit.
Oh, it jumped.
It always jumps on you. That site jumps a lot.
It does jump.
Soon he loses all contact with the outside world, loses his identity, and finally his sanity. We had the test case and the tank who went mad only 2 days. Well, anybody's gonna be mad in water like that for 2 freaking days. maybe it's not your demolishment shit. I know I would go nuts.
Right.
Trying to float in water with just your eyes covered and you just get oxygen. It's horrible, Green Lantern says. No shit, it's horrible.
Yeah, and hours and days pass?
Days.
Oh
hours,
my God.
Days pass. They're just standing there. Fantastic. The Batman is even more still than I believe. And, he's unconscious.
Yeah, how can you tell if Batman's if it's worked on it or not? Like, I don't even understand.
I don't either. I don't know what they're finding out, what they're learning here.
Yeah, I don't know what. So they're torturing Batman to do what? What are they even doing? Like, what's the point of it?
Good. He is my colonel. He keeps repeating some gibberish. Oh, how do you know he's underwater?
Right.
Over and over. Oh, he sounds like Joe Chill. Joe Chill. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Good. He's cracking and, of course, thinking to himself, Vakla doesn't know Batman's using the name of the man who killed his parents like a mantra, repeating that hated name over and over to hang on to his. Why would that hang on to his sanity? It's Joe Chill. He started it all. Why is saying Joe Chill? Why is that a mantra? And I'll definitely explain what a mantra is to the dumb.
Right. Wouldn't he say like Alfred and Dick and like wouldn't he like name his friends to give him strength?
I don't know, man. Why Joe Chill?
Does Green Lantern know Joe Chill though, or like is that?
Well, I
guess doesn't even
Batman
matter?
Told him. I could see. I don't know. It's not like that close with Batman, but I mean, it's not impossible. But no, I'll have to explain a mantra. In Buddhist religion, an oft-repeated word or phrase invoking the true reality of the universe.
Thank you.
Really? Okay. I'm not so sure that's a good succinct definition. Am I wrong? I'm not sure I buy into. Maybe whatever, man.
Sure. They looked it up and wrote it out.
And the following day, Batman's perfectly dry, and the Batman survived the tank. Well, yeah.
Okay.
But it has softened him up. Well, man, days in water where you just get nothing to eat and you just get like oxygen. What do you think it would do? The theater of the absurd will finish the demolishment. The theater.
Right.
It's a prisoner episode.
So the demolishment isn't even a thing. It's just a sequence of torture.
Yeah,
no, it's just a sequence of things they do to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's a sequence of crap.
Right. Okay. I don't. Okay. So just say brainwashing. Like, okay, you don't rename something unless it's a new thing. Like you're like, basically what you're supposed to say is we have a new way of brainwashing people. It's like, because demolishment doesn't mean anything.
It's a prisoner episode. That's what this is.
Right. It is a prisoner. Yeah.
I bet Bob Haney watched The Prisoner or something. All right. So now world inside world, as in world spun around, Inside a screaming, thundering, flashing kaleidoscope of sounds and images, the manhunter is subjected to brain bombardment of sensations that is like 1,000 years an instant. Wow, that's a lot. No wonder it's
That's a lot of
demolishment.
years. Yeah.
Look, he's old and he got somebody getting chopped up with a woman
I think
being
that's
chased.
supposed to be The Shining.
An
Like,
axe. Yeah, he's watching The Shining, which was a little bit after this, I think. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know. One of I like what's the one with the cops and a bunch of dead bodies and shit. This is just I don't know, hell if I know.
oh, that's a weird one. Yeah.
So he's going, yeah, Batman's screaming. Faster and faster unreels the horror show. You know, they never give you any inclination of what's going on in the water, but this, they're spinning him around, overloading Batman's mind with destroying psychic energies. That's a boy. Raquel would love this sentence. She talks about the light. Overloading Batman's mind with destroying psychic energy. Destroying psychic all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Until the subject has fainted, my colonel. The brain's final defense and attempt to stop demolishment, or whatever, by blocking all input. Revive him. Well, I don't understand why this is a comic book that they thought anyone would want to read. No shit, man. Like what? Why do they think the kids are gonna love this one?
Yeah, Batman's tortured for all the entire issue.
Batman being tortured. He's not beating up bad guys or anything. And Green Lantern's just saying, "Yeah, man, it's cool."
Yeah.
Green Lantern's just right there saying, "Yeah, I'll just watch him get." Think about this for a second. Hal Jordan is watching Batman get tortured.
Right, that's the other thing. Yeah, it's like he's standing there.
I mean, I know he doesn't like Batman, but holy shit.
Oh,
all right, let's see. We got some great ads, folks. Karate. The special, look, the special investigator kit. Yes.
Awesome. Oh, man, I got to investigate shit.
Be taller. Again, be taller. ... Wait a few years. High school. Yours through through home study. You can like write this guy and you don't have to go to high school. Wow. Why didn't I think of that? My goodness. Comics from golden to age to present. Yep, that's me. Okay, so an Atlas body in 7 days. Damn, 7 days, man.
Dude.
That's quick.
It took Atlas 8 days, so even faster than Atlas.
Yep. Oh, Davy Crockett color iron-ons.
Yeah.
That's cool.
25 live horses.
Live ones.
Wow.
Oh, unbeatable poker hand tricks. Stacked deck secrets revealed. All righty then. Man, wow, that is top-notch stuff right there.
This is great.
Let's see here. Sorry, everybody. Let me get on to the thrilling story. I think the ads are better. February the 2nd, though. Look, now see, this is cool. Ads for some comics, man. Jonah Hex, yes. Black Lightning, all right. Scalp Hunter from Weird Western Tales. Superman Family, House of Mystery, all right. And look at this. Subscriptions.
Yes.
Oh, man, look, you can subscribe to your favorite DC comics. 10 30-cent issues for $3. That's nice. That's a great deal. 6 50-cent issues for $3. Special. 6 $1 80-page blockbuster issues for $5.50. That's a deal, buddy. If I'm looking at this, and I remember always looking at these ads just for subscriptions, and just even though I couldn't subscribe to them, I'd look at the ones that I knew that I would subscribe to if I could. Man, I would subscribe to almost all of these.
That entire everything with Superman and Batman in it. So that takes care of all that. Probably anything with Green Lantern, Green Arrow, anything with Wonder Woman. Yeah. So that's like the first 20 right there.
Oh God, yeah.
ISIS. Wow.
Yep. Oh yeah. Let's that was
crazy.
A lot of good stuff. I would have been getting a bunch of those. So here, look at this, the new issue of Justice League. I love that. I always love that cover. So that's some cool Amazing World of DC Comics. I have a bunch of those. Love that was a great bag. On to the thrilling story, folks. Now Batman is this is literally about Green Lantern watching Batman get tortured for no reason.
Right. Super exciting.
When the comatose Caped Crusader is once again conscious. I'm okay. You can't beat me. He has survived your demolishment. because it sucks. But he has not. What he has gone through is not the demolishment. What? I mean, there's more.
What? No way.
Just the old brainwashing techniques. What? You're a sportsman American. What you sportsman? It says. I think it says what your sportsman American world. Oh, I think he meant you sportsman Americans would call. Yeah, they put your. Would call the warmer upper. I've never even heard the term warmer upper, but I guess I'm not sports mad enough.
I guess he's like, yeah, he doesn't know how to say, it's a warm up, so he's broken English, right? So
I guess so. Fair enough. No, behind that door number 1 is or door number 2, or door number 3. Waits the real demolishment. You have yet to begin the test, mighty hero. We're just torturing you because we like torturing idiots in dumb costumes. How about that? All right. No, please, I can't take anymore. I give up. I'll do anything. Mercy, mercy. Anything, scum? Then kill Green Lantern.
Okay, so I don't understand how Batman is proving. Okay, so Green Lantern came to defect. Batman came to stop him, and now Batman's defecting. Why wouldn't they say to Green Lantern, here, you kill Batman to prove the second Batman arrived, and they captured him immediately because Batman sucks. And they should have just given a gun to Green Lantern and say, hey, Green Lantern, shoot Batman to prove that you're with us. At least that would have made it somewhat whoa.
Right.
But this is I don't like.
None of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah. Okay. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, Steve, I don't blame you. He wants his 30 cents back. You got to sell that one. Good luck. So, it's got great art. I like it for the art. Okay. I'm alive. He couldn't have missed. Of course not. The gun was loaded with blanks. How about just why is it okay? Yeah. But it proves he has cracked completely. That really that's all it took. That was the final report of demolishment to tell him he had not even begun it. A lie, for as you see, what lies beyond the door is freedom.
God, it's so stupid. Okay, this needs we would need an entire stream to analyze these 2 pages. It's so that wasn't the demolishment, but that really was the demolishment because he could have just left. But and it's okay, but he was the demolishment was the fact that he shot you, but that's not a thing. That's still brainwashing. And then it's that was freedom right there. So you're telling me that you would have just let Batman leave? I don't get it. It's so weird. This is really bonkers. This isn't a weird idea. This is just nonsense. It is complete nonsense.
Story, even in a bad or dumb story, there's some sort of cohesive, rational structure to it. Usually, where A makes sense with A lines up with B and B lines up with C. Usually, you can still say, it was a dumb story, or it was boring, or whatever.
Right.
Or this didn't make sense, or that. But nothing he ever writes, nothing ever makes, from panel to panel, it doesn't make sense. And then overall, you go, wait a minute, was there a story there that I missed? I don't understand what the story was about, because nothing that happens leads to anywhere.
Right. Why did I read this?
Jim Aparo should be, to have so much of his art wasted.
Yeah, it's a complete waste
on these comics. It is a waste.
We should do, I might do a challenge on my Facebook group and blank out all the dialogue and say someone else rewrite this entire thing and see what they come up with.
You do it.
I'm going to rewrite this myself. Trying to make sense of it
anymore. Batman crying like a child that I live to see this day.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? He's, oh God, I'll reduce him to a vegetable before I'm done. No, stop. I never counted on this. Take us out of this hell factory. Back to your office. I have a confession to make. Jesus Christ, it's pathetic. Shortly, yes, it was a plot from the beginning. My defection, including the escape across the bridge. Everybody in the entire universe knows it's a plot.
Right.
It's stupid the way you did it. The bridge was faked. A part of a well-planned scheme. No, it wasn't well-planned to fool you. Just as I've always expected, you superhero.
Right.
How about some ads again? Look, Star Trek phasers.
Ooh.
And,
Tricorder and stuff, and
tricorder and motorized submarine, red flasher light. Cool stuff, man. Look at these ads. Aren't these ads way better than the comic, guys?
Ooh, I want those Hercules wristbands. I think I have those.
Yeah.
I've got a few. I've got a few of those. Not from here, but I like wristbands.
I like the air car. I always wondered what the hell
car.
this air car was. What the hovercraft car, man. I'm sure that was on the level.
Yeah.
X-ray glasses. Can't live without those.
I want those so badly.
World's smallest transistor radio.
Life-size ghost, God. 95 cents.
Yes, it's great stuff. King Kong is back. I remember this was after the King Kong giant poster book. This is a year after the movie came out, the remake movie. There you go. So anyway, Batman was sent to bring me back so you'd believe my defection was genuine. Why? Because why would that make me believe it? Oh, never mind. Uncle Sam leaked Batman's mission to your secret listening post. You will be dropped by parachute at 1300 hours to the gullible People's Republic country.
Right.
It's like,
and now, like,
it is kids' junk.
It is junk. Yeah, they wanted him to, that would make sure that Batman's captured. It's like,
right.
Okay.
Jesus
Christ. How did Batman know they weren't going to pull his mask off?
I don't
like, hey,
know.
Batman, do you want to get tortured for 4 days? It's like, sure.
They never even care about taking a stupid mask off.
Right.
Our own agents, let's see, that made sure he'd be captured because our real purpose all along was to lure you into trying to demolishment him. What do you mean, demolishment him? How do you know about demolishment? What do you mean? They wanted Batman demolished. Why is Batman working for the government, by the way?
I don't know. Like they're hiring vigilantes now. Like
Jesus, I guess. Our own agents they don't have a version of S.H.I.E.L.D. to do that kind of crap. Our own agents had heard of this new super brainwashing technique. We had to know how it worked so we could train our agents to combat it if captured. Okay. Did you learn? Let's see.
Yeah.
This is so silly. Yes, we had every angle figured except one. We thought the Batman would hold up under the demolishment. We didn't know he was a big wussy.
Yeah, we didn't know Batman's such a loser after 3 days of being in a tank and like being spun around a thousand times a second. You stupid loser, Batman. Such an idiot.
He's such a dolt. Then together we'd make our escape with the brainwashing data tucked away in his head. Well, I showed you, didn't I?
Yep.
Very, very clever for decadent Americans. But seeing your friend reduced to a sobbing child and powerless yourself, you decided to confess, eh, American scum? He didn't say that part. Yes, I beg you, don't torture Batman anymore. Don't do anything.
Okay, so he's like, don't torture Batman anymore. It's over, Green Lantern. He's already Green Lantern doesn't know that spoilers coming up. Green Lantern doesn't know something. And he's like, don't torture him anymore. You stood there for days while he's been tortured. He's already been demolished. You watched him get tortured. Please don't do it anymore. It's over. They demolished him already, according to Vakla or Valka, depending on what page you're on. Valka is whose name is interchangeable.
Now, the sadistic Vakla does not notice Green Lantern staring at his desk. I must give it some thought. I am not the gullible ox. What is it with this gullible ox shit?
Who are these oxes?
Are you obsessed with that shite? What the hell, dude? Nor does the cunning intelligence genius notice GL's quick penetrating?
I don't know what that
around
is.
the Stark chamber. Not there either. Not hidden in the chair, but it must be somewhere here. Sure. He used to be able to call to his ring mentally, but whatever. Sure, it has to be in here some. In the samovar. What is the samovar? Oh, there it is. Nor does his captor hear the Emerald Gladiator's strange mutterings. Brightest day. No, brightest night. You get brightest night. Evil sight, worship, beware, Green Lanterns.
Yeah,
Hey,
like what?
Look, it turned the coffee green.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
The water or whatever. The water turned green. Why was never freaking matter.
When did he? Yeah, where?
His
Okay, so
lantern was hidden.
Yeah, how did he? Okay, when did this happen? This was a sucker punch, like how this guy got hit by water. It's like, when did that lantern get there?
They say
that
it
was so weird.
Down to shake the decadent dust of the people's nightmare. The decadent dust of the people's nightmare from my boots. They escape. Shoot, fool, shoot. Caught on a bullseye. Green Lantern reacts instantly. Doesn't he explain it later how he had the
Scroll up a bit. I think he said he hit it there or something. Or is that? Oh no. Okay, so he gets it. Okay, so he goes, comes to Papa. He gets the ring.
later, I believe.
Yeah, they explain it later. Then, all right.
How is he had it hidden?
Yeah,
because he does keep that invisible.
All right, comes to Papa.
It wouldn't need to be invisible. He took the ring and just put the ring back on.
Just put the ring. And here's the bad coloring because it's all yellow. So I don't know if that's just a scan or what.
I don't think it's a scan. I think it's just bad printing press.
Yeah, bad printing.
Press was the printing at World Color Press wasn't always the best.
Maybe the World's Republic has inverted colors.
The People's Republic.
Or the People's Republic or whatever.
Because right there, when he's carrying Batman, it's kind of supposed to be green. It kind of looks yellowish, but it's green.
Right.
And then a couple of times when his beams look more yellowy, because of this yellow background he's on.
Right.
Caught in bullseyes, Green Lantern reacts. Again, he puts the ring's unique powers to use. This is so stupid here. He can't fly them out of there.
Yeah, like
he's weak because of the beating he took. Too groggy from the beating that you took 3 days ago, by the way.
3 days ago, right? Yeah.
So he's got it, but he can make a balloon.
Right.
Imagine a lighter than air balloon. The hedgehog, but he can't fly. Why? That is so not Green Lantern. Green Lantern. He's at all these days. First of all, for the past 5-6 pages, he's shown no. I mean, he's got a couple of cuts and bruises on his face.
Yeah, he's got a bandage. That's it.
The beating was days ago, and it wasn't that much. He got roughed up. He's done all kind of crap. At this point, this is probably, as far as characterization, because Batman's characterization is horrible.
Right.
The dumbest shit I've seen in this comic yet is that Green Lantern can't fly them out of there. It can't use his power ring for much other than kicking a few asses. He stops guns.
Right.
He's stopping guns here. But he can't fly them out of there because he's too weak. But he can make a balloon.
Right.
Wouldn't it require a lot of energy to make the balloon?
Yeah, and then he has to concentrate on that all the time to keep it going, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he makes it, and then now, and like what, and like it's slow as hell.
He said power, altitude. It just makes, that's not the way he just recharged, a-hole. Your powers, your physical condition is not that bad because his costume's not torn up. He's got a couple of bumps on his face.
Right.
It's so stupid. You don't know how Green Lanterns work, costume, ring works. He said, why GL's power ring has a yellow glow? Might be onto something cloudy. Maybe it's Sinestro in disguise. Maybe Parallax is doing it. Does he even need to fly? An energy blast would have taken down the jet. Yeah, but he could easily fly. This is absolute horse shit.
Right.
But he has his powers are that low. It's garbage. Stupid. Bob Haney doesn't know anything about Green Lantern. He proved that last comic we did a couple of months back that had Green Lantern in it and his powers were stupid. Right.
Yes, I remember.
As a speedy modern fighter streaks past the attack. Well, she dents but holds, he says. He's coming back for another pass, and the old gondola may not hold. So wait a minute. Last possible instant, Green Lantern strips himself. No, he didn't. His clothes are on. And the dazed Batman of their Green Lantern shield. I'm sorry. And he shoots it. He made a missile.
Right.
How can you make a missile that can take out a plane? Oh, and then they fall on their asses. Yeah, but he made a mattress.
He made a mattress.
The plane's taking.
Was it a Craftmatic?
Energy. I guess. Yeah, maybe a sleep. It was like a sleep mattress thingy.
Sleep mattress.
So I don't. This makes the Green Lantern's power level here is ridiculous.
Right.
Some hours later, where an old bridge spans river between the two worlds, two ways of life, Batman's still in a daze, stashed in the hay, and I can't change a power ring. No, can't change a power ring gambit here without maybe unleashing World War III. Why?
I don't even understand what he's saying. Like, I actually don't get. I don't understand.
I don't get
Okay, yeah.
I don't understand it either. And, call the rest of the Justice League then if you need help rescuing you weak ass.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Vakla. There's Vakla. Hey, halt, peasant. Who you calling peasant, chump? Batman's glove reaching out. He doesn't realize what he's doing. What have we here? A telltale feminine hand of the once mightiest superhero. Let's look at some ads. Shade the Changing Man by Steve Ditko. That was
cool.
one. Yeah. You remember that comic?
I got the newer whenever they rebooted it a few times, right?
Yep. Let's see here. Yes, it was comic book physics. Okay, we got an ad for what is this? Manticore. Oh yeah, this is
cool.
An ad for the Joe Kubert School. An ad for some. Oh man,
what's that case? Is that to carry comics?
Yeah, to carry. Let's see. This was for carrying. Man, I always wanted to order this Super Friends Super Case. You could put well, almost anything. Could hold anything. Consider Super 45 RPM records, superhero dolls. Even use it as a lunchbox. Get yours now. I wanted that.
Oh yeah.
I want that right now. Anyway, so here we're back to the People's Republic of garbage. Drive, Lantern, drive. Don't shoot. You will hit me. Whatever. So Batman throws the dude over. He killed him. He threw the guy over a thingy.
A bridge, yeah, so he's dead.
Bridge. Yeah, so and here we go. Exposition time. And 100 desperate yards later, incredible. We made it. Oh, old buddy. You weren't brainwashed after all. What? No, but I was getting so close, I figured I'd better fake it to avoid more demolishment. Whatever that crap that is. Wait. The gun Vakla gave you to kill me with. I figured it had to be loaded with blanks, or else Vakla would be chancing me turning it on him. But how'd you turn the tables on that hyena? How'd you turn the tables on a hyena? Yeah. I was sure my ring, this is exposition panel number 2. I was sure my ring was somewhere in his office, but the only way I could fool him into taking me back there was by confessing the truth. Also, he didn't know I can control the ring remotely. Well, he doesn't read enough Green Lantern comics. If I'm within a few feet of it. Or that I planted my invisible battery in this room.
When did that happen?
When did you? It just did. Trust him. Well, I've got the demolishment burned forever in my memory. So I guess this round goes to our side. Yes, we're in a deadly silent war that has to be ended someday. Oh, poignant.
This ended so abruptly. It's insane. It's like Valkla just is done. It's like it's done. Like they're like halt, and then it's like we've escaped. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I'm like, did someone tear out pages out of this? Like, what? How did you? No. This is the most abrupt. And then it's like, oh yes, I wasn't really brainwashed, and I also had my lantern in his office. It's like, okay.
Yes, he stashed it there. Somehow he planted it.
Yeah, and we have the demolishment in our memories. What do you have in your memories? You were in a tank for 2 days, and then he spun you around. That's the demolishment. That was the
demolishment.
It's so weird. Like you would have even thought, okay, there's going to be a gadget. Remember the Adam West one? This is probably my favorite episode of Batman, where the Joker steals the guy's surfing ability.
It was so stupid.
Right? So and I'm like, at least I know that's silly, but it makes sense in the world of the story that they're telling. So it's like, right, Joker has some machine that steals surfing talent, sure. So if this guy had a demolishment thing, like, okay, I can understand. He has like some stupid box that he hooks up to your brain and then it demolishes you. And then that's the box they need to get. But it's not even anything. It's like, we put you in a tank and then we spin you around. Is that, okay, so that's what you're going to go back and tell you're going to go back and tell the government. Yeah, the demolishment is spinning you around and putting you in a water tank. It's like, okay, what did, like, they didn't say like what happened. Okay, they showed him all those images, but what were those images supposed to do? Make him angry? It seemed like they were making him evil, right? It's like Clockwork Orange when they were trying to show him all that violence or whatever to try to make him less violent, right? I don't know. This is just so nonsense. It's
such a dumb story. Hey, Snuggy Jr., by the way. It's so silly. It makes no damn sense, but it doesn't end on a wonderful note where until that great day, Lantern, the world will always need brave and bold heroes like you both. Next issue, starring Batman and the Metal Men. Ooh, hey, on sale next the last week in April, coincidentally. And we're in April. Oh. Wow. Uh-huh. So we got some letters pages here. I always like to check the letters page to see if there are any names that I recognize, but I don't see them.
Yeah, it's like, here's a letter for you. WTF is a demolishment. What does that mean? And it's like, did you think it was exciting to have Batman get tortured for 3 days while Green Lantern watched? Like, that's my synopsis.
That's basically it. That's what happened. Let's see if there's anything else. Well, profile Michael Plash. Oh, no, look. Oh, cool. We got revolutionary soldiers. Cool. And our back cover, Tycho's street curve huggers.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's not our back. It's an interior back cover. And then our back cover. Got all these toys, and you can order seeds to plant stuff. And that's that comic, folks.
Ooh, we made it.
Brave and the Bold. 134 from 1977. A Bob Haney exasperating classic.
Yeah. And we knew he was going to shoot Green Lantern, so like, what a
it's so
this is probably the worst, kind of the worst one, but I'm now intrigued. Like, I'm gonna have to buy this one because this is just too weird. It's probably worth less than 30 cents. It somehow got devalued over.
Why would you? I mean, again, they're looking to print any. Hey, the Common Nerd, what's up, man?
Hey.
Oh, good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. See, look, at that point, let's be realistic. The comics industry was, well, I mean, at least they were trying. They wouldn't print that. There's nothing activist in it, really. I mean, they got some things that are pseudo, not really political. It's got Cold War stuff in there, but that was a time they don't do that, right? So they knew that there's no one's going to be offended by it except the commies, and we don't care about them,
right?
So. And even they would be like, "This is so stupid. Everybody's stupid in this game. This thing doesn't take sides. Everybody's adult,
right?"
And apparently, Batman works for the government now. So
it's so
there's nothing offensive in it, and it's just so dull that they're saying like, "Look, it's got Batman in it. It's got Green Lantern in it. Kids will pay 30 cents for it, and they'll go home with their Slurpee, and they'll read this." And I guarantee most kids will be like, that was boring. Batman didn't do any Batman-y stuff, and Green Lantern hardly did any Green Lantern-y stuff. And he can't even use his own powers because he got punched in the face.
Yeah, so I saw this cover, and as I started reading it, I started to think in my head, I'm like, well, a normal writer would probably take this concept and do this. They'd probably say, Batman gets brainwashed, because judging by the cover, Batman's like
he would have to get captured or something, though.
Right. So I thought Batman's going to get captured. He's going to get brainwashed, and they're going to pit him against Green Lantern, and that's why this is happening. And then they're going to fight each other. So I was thinking this is going to be one of those ones where they fight each other for a bit, where Green Lantern's like, I don't want to hurt Batman because he's brainwashed, but he's trying to shoot me and beat me up. And then he would, make him normal again, and then they would team up and take out the bad guy. And that would be the issue. But instead, it was like this torture porn, like hostile, like, and I do like the Saw movies, but not in my not in Batman comics.
Yeah.
So it's just
It's
this
not
is so
even
weird.
scary torture. It's just stupid torture.
It's just stupid torture. We're gonna put you in this water
It's more
tank.
like they weren't torturing him. They were just like annoying him.
Joe, chill. Joe, chill. It's like
Joe Chill is his
what is he
mantra. What
saying?
the frack?
Sounds like
No.
It's like it sounds like he's saying Joe, chill. Wouldn't it be like
Yeah. Why would, yeah.
like,
How can they hear? How do they hear him through the water saying Joe Chill? Well, he's got the thing in his mouth for oxygen. So I don't know how these guys are hearing him say Joe Chill or
and they give him
anything.
this gun.
He can't
like,
say anything. So
yeah, I don't know.
oh my, it's so crazy. It's like an editor, and I don't know if it was Paul Levitz at this time. I think it was. He was young, but and of course, he's the greatest Legion writer ever. He later became president of DC Comics, but whoever was editing the series at the time, you see this and you're just like, yeah, just print it, whatever. I mean,
yeah, whatever.
In other words, the script gets approved. He sends it on through, he makes sure there's nothing naughty in it, I guess, at this point. And he sends it to Jim, Jim Aparo was, at some point, I guess he just has to say, oh, that Bob.
Right.
Whatever, Bob, I'll draw it. And it's great art, it's his usual. I mean, he can tell a story he's just a great artist. And you get to look at, I guess this would be worse if you had to look at some really shitty art.
Yeah, and
This
do they do the
worse.
They don't do the Marvel method at DC, right?
No.
Like it's like they know what they're, because I know Marvel methods are kind of like the artist leads a lot of it too, right? That's why Jack Kirby's like so important, because he's done like it's like basically him telling the story almost.
Not with career writers, they don't.
Yeah,
Stanley was never a career writer. So
okay, so yeah, so basically they like Jim Aparo would have gotten
script,
like a proper script or whatever, and then just drawing it, right? Yeah, so I mean, he must have just been like, what the hell? Like, okay,
he must have. Again, it's funny because I know I've read a lot of things where people who worked in the editorial staffs would make jokes about calling him Mr. Continuity and making fun of how crazy and silly. And of course, like I said, comic book historians over the years have made fun of how ludicrous his stories are.
Mm-hmm.
I just, as a kid, now again, at this time, I was 13 years old when this comic came out.
Right.
I'm fairly sure I did not buy it. And I love Batman and I love Green Lantern. I was, again, there's a lot of competition for your comic book quarters. And this is right when they just made the highest price hike from 25 to 30 cents.
Right.
And all I know is I would get taken to the, when I wasn't going to the 7-Eleven, I'd sometimes stay with my grandmother and she'd take us to the K&B where they had a bigger comic rack. It wasn't on spinners. It was on a big rack with magazines and stuff.
Right.
And so chances are I flipped through it at some point. I've seen it before, but I'm talking about back then. I probably picked it up off the shelf going, well, I can get this, but I can get a Fantastic Four. I can get a Legion comic. I can get a Superman. Right. But this is, I bought Green Lantern separately sometimes, but I know I probably looked at it and went.
So did you get like an allowance, or like how much, like, so like I remember when I was a kid, like I could buy like, a weekly, I could probably buy like maybe 4 or 5 comics a week, and that's all I could really buy. Like I wouldn't be able, my allowance wouldn't cover as many. Like I think I got like $5, let's say, or something, or whatever it was. So I could buy, and comics were like 75 cents or something. So I could only buy a few, and I still wanted to buy other stuff. So like how many comics could you buy in a week or a month based on whatever money you had?
I would get a little allowance based on whether we cut the grass and did chores. And hey, Tim, hey, it's good to see you, buddy. And so we
like a couple of bucks or something.
A couple bucks, and it was, in other words, but they were 25 cents, 20 and 25 cents when I started buying.
Okay, so you could get like, all right,
but,
so you could get like 6 or 7.
Right, but if I happened to like be, that was when I would ride my bike to the 7-Eleven. If I happened to be at the K&B with my grandmother would bring us there, I could, or even my mom sometimes, I could sneak some stuff in there. I could get them to get me a few comics more than usual, But yes, you had to budget it. There were only so many bucks or so many quarters. And, usually I had the budget. I wanted my Slurpee cup with the superhero on it. I wanted either my candy bar or my Hostess fruit pie or whatever. And of course, secondary though, the comics were first, but I wanted that secondary. And so I had to pick and choose. And I'm telling you right now, if you want, we can see what comics were on the rack when this came out. Because
through Mike's Amazing World, yeah.
If
Yeah.
we'll get out of here in a second, but I'm sure we could take a look at that real quick. Where's Mike? Where's Mike's? Where's Mike's? Okay,
Yeah,
that
I've got
was
that. That's like one of my main bookmarks.
oh, me too. That was 77. That was April. Boop, boop, boop.
Yes, I actually talked. There's a coworker of mine. He's probably like maybe like 55 years old, and I was telling him about. I was like, oh, my buddy and I do this stream. Where we talk about Batman and blah blah. And he loves Brave and the Bold, and he remembered as a kid, but he didn't stay with comics. Like he read comics as a little kid and then never went back. Like he hasn't read a comic in 40 years or whatever, right? And he's like, my favorite one was where the Atom takes over Batman's body and is like moving him
yeah,
around.
we're gonna do that one soon. Yeah,
and I was like, yes, and I was like, okay, I know that, so we were talking about that, and he loved it. He remembered thinking, oh, this was so cool and all that. So it's just funny because I don't know how old he would have been. Like, I don't know, he may have been 7 or 8 or something, or whatever when this had come out. I don't know his approximate age, but in his mind, it's completely different than us looking at something like that now. He was just like, wow, this is so crazy, and it was really a neat idea. And we're looking at it and be like, well, this is kind of silly and it really doesn't work. Like, what is going on? Like, how would this actually work? But, back then it is the kids junk, as Zany Haney would say, kid pays his 25 cents. And it's like, I got it, but this one, nothing cool happened. That's the problem. Like even the other ones we did, like with Plastic Man, there's some cool stuff that happened that was kind of fun. This one didn't really have anything fun going on. It was too political, which I don't even care about now. I don't even care about politics today. Never mind when I'm like a kid. And I'm like, it's like, is Green Lantern, like I want to see Green Lantern and Batman beat the crap out of a bad guy. Like, I don't get what's happening here.
Right. Exactly. Well, here's what came out that week. That month.
Ooh, Falcon, Captain American. Oh, Champions is awesome, man.
All right. So starting out with let's see.
2001, man. Come on.
I'm gonna put it back to publication date. So it was February that comic came out, but
so sale date, right?
Yeah. So let's see here. Here's a basic rundown of the comics that came out that month that this comic came out in 77.
Well, Invaders is a must. Daredevil,
Black Lightning, and Daredevil, and Invaders. With a Kirby cover, but don't let that fool you. It's got anyway. It's Jonah Hex, Karate Kid, Marvel Super Action reprints, Marvel Superheroes reprints, Marvel 2-in-1. Got that one.
Gotta buy that. Cohen Savage Sword's a must.
Secret Society of Supervillains. Look at the $6 million Man mag.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Monsters, yeah.
Dracula, Tomb of Dracula, Flash, Famous Monsters. Look at that, man.
That's cool.
Justice League, Sadistin Rock.
I mean, Spider-Man, Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon, Eternals.
Is that the first appearance of the Red Guardian? No, Marvel Triple Action. That's a reprint, right?
That's a reprint of the first appearance of Red Guardian.
That's a reprint.
It's an FF reprint. And you got Master of Kung Fu. You got a bunch of cool stuff out that month. Batman, Red Sonja, and Shazam, and Thor. Look at these were some.
So, hey, Ms. Marvel, the last time I liked Carol Danvers.
There you go.
Ms. Marvel 11 from 1970.
So this is me on a budget. Okay. The ones that I wouldn't pass up. It's cool to see Black Lightning, but I don't think I would have got. Again, I'm looking at a stand that has all these things, and I'm trying to save pennies. Daredevil, gotta have it. Invaders, I've been buying it, but the art, in spite of that Kirby cover, the art was kind of so I might have passed on it.
You gotta buy Karate Kid.
Hex. I'm being honest here, though. I love Jonah Hex, but I probably wouldn't have bought that one because I just later went back. So that's number 2, though. I should have. Karate Kid, I would have got. And boy, that was a crappy comic. It's a shame how bad it was because I love the character. Marvel 2-in-1, that's a no-brainer. I always never pass it up. Again, all right, let's treat this as it's today, and we're walking around in the spinner rack time machine.
Oh my god! The spinner rack video. Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, you'd be buying everything here because, like,
I'm buying Black Lightning. Yeah, I'm buying Daredevil and Invaders, even with the Frank Robbins inside and Jonah Hex and Karate Kid. Yeah. And I'm sure you're buying a bunch of these as well, right? Even the reprint books.
Yeah, Deathlock. You got to get. I might even have that 2-in-1 that's there. Savage Sword. I might have that one already.
You probably have that one.
like,
Secret Society, Supervillains.
Dracula, got to get that. I like $6 Million Man, the show. I don't know if I would have bought the comics.
Yeah, it was. I think it was that a mag at the time? I think it
Oh,
was
it's like a magazine,
mag.
right?
I think it was a black white mag. And but yeah, I would have been buying a lot of this stuff.
Gotta buy Captain America for sure.
Yeah,
gotta buy Superman.
Conan.
Yeah, gotta get that.
Superman issue 311.
Black Panther. Is this Kirby's Black Panther? Oh shit, yeah, Kirby's Black Panther is the
Kirby's
best.
Black Panther, and there right next to it is our famous, our Brave and the Bold.
Gotta buy Champions, man. I've almost got that entire run. I love Champions. There wasn't that many issues, right? It didn't last long.
You know, this skipped a month, and the next issue of this didn't come out until about a month later. They were at Brave and Bold was for a while there at bi-monthly status. Champions, Conan, Defenders, Howard the Duck, Freedom Fighters.
Hulk is awesome.
Hulk was one I never missed.
Yeah.
Look at the Logan's Run by George Perez.
Logan's Run is cool.
I would never miss Nova. Again, so speaking in terms of back then, there's some that I had to have. And I'm not sure about that Brave and the Bold. I don't think I did, but there's Legion. Look, Superboy and the Legion, Superman Family. There's FF.
Wonder Woman.
Kirby's 2001 Justice Society All-Star Comics.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's great.
Batman with Dr. Phosphorus there. So
Action, Batman.
Yeah. A lot of great stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, everybody, I tell you what, I really appreciate you hanging out with us. And I know we went a little longer than usual, but that comic needed to be dissected. And very, very important to do that. We were doing the Lord's work there.
Yes.
So, J-Man, dude, I can't thank you enough for being here, brother. Tell everybody what you got going on your channel and how to get there. Put your link in the chat if you would.
Oh, yeah.
And tell us what you got going on. You got all kind of cool stuff going
on. Yeah, so all of our streams are usually at 7 or 7:30 p.m. So basically the same time that this started. And then we usually end in time because we always listen to your stream. So we always end in time for your streams. And we are doing this week, we're doing the 80s fantasy verses on Friday. So we're going to have Ator the Flying Eagle versus Hawk the Slayer.
Wow.
So that's part of our tournament of 80s cheesy fantasy movies. And I'm hoping, and next Monday, I think we're good. You're going to come on same time as this, but on my channel, we're going to talk about the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
Yes, I can't wait. Legion number 2, Adventure Comics 247.
247. Yeah, and I've never read any Legion until you literally got me into the Legion.
Oh, man.
I've never read any of it at all, ever. I avoided it because I was like, it's just too massive. And I thought, you know what? Let me do it. Let me get into it. And I've been buying physical copies of Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, or Superboy starring the Legion of Superheroes. And then I've been going back and reading, digitally or however I can, those old issues. So I thought it'd be great to have you on because you're the Legion expert. Have you on? I
wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
I think maybe I would go that far because you do have all.
Thank you, though. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, if you need to talk about Friday 13th movies or Nightmare on Elm Street, then that's me.
I'm the expert
on that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but anyway, so that's what. And then we do a wrestling stream as well, which is very targeted audience. It's not too many people are into the WWE women's division stuff, but we have a few people that come on, Double C and Just Joe and some of those guys. But yeah, that's it. So pretty much, keep an eye out. It's usually 7 or 7:30. We do 90s comics. Sean and I do a lot of the classic comic stuff. We also do like kind of like older movies. Like we just did The Phantom. We talked about Return to Oz. So we do like a kind of like old adventure fun movies that, aren't around anymore because all the new movies suck. So that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you.
Awesome.
And I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. It's been fantastic. I will be back on in about a little less than an hour and a half at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll run out here real quick and we'll just be back to do some business later. But I want to thank you all, and it's been a fantastic time. I had so much fun doing this. Jay, thank you so much. We must return to Earth B again soon.
For sure.
So everyone, see you in a little while, I hope. So until then,
It's clobbering time. I just love clobbering time.